Let me take this opportunity to introduce the presenter, Mrs. Samantha Bennett, training and consulting partner for Middle East and Africa from ProQuest. My name is Nesi Moyo. I'm a senior program officer for research and training at Information Training and Outreach for Center for Africa. I'm also a trainer for Research for Life. So in this webinar, Samantha will actually take us through the ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis Global, which is currently a database that is part of the databases that are accessible through Research for Life. So she will take you through the process of how you can actually log into the database from the Research for Life website. Over to you, Samantha. Thank you very much.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm actually honored to be in the office of the Research for Life in Johannesburg. And I do live in Dubai, but I am here on work, and I thought it right to come to the office to be able to do the training directly from here. And as I can see, there's quite a number of people joining the session today, so I'm very honored to be able to do that. So let's kick off. Mercy has done a great job to introduce myself, but I found it good so that we can share some more information with you. So as said earlier on, my name is Samantha Bennett. I am a dedicated training and consulting partner for ProQuest. I see some familiar names, so some of you may probably have joined some of the ProQuest public webinars that we host on ProQuest, or some of you have probably joined some of the ProQuest sessions that I host for your universities or institutions. So I might be very familiar to you, but if you don't know me, I used to work as a librarian for over 18 years, and then I joined ProQuest 3 years ago, where I became a trainer. So this is what I'm doing as a full-time job. I am looking after customers such as yourself, familiarizing yourself with training. So my background is library science. I'm currently doing a PhD in instructional design and through the University of Milwaukee, but I have a great passion for Africa, and as particularly South Africa, as well as the rest of Africa, where I do a lot of work myself. Now, in today's session, or during today's session, we will be talking about ProQuest dissertation and thesis. And as always, we like to share some objectives, what we will cover, some of the things that we will go through, so that you can know what to expect, but also I can know exactly what I'm going to talk about. And first of all, we will speak about how to understand the content coverage of ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis Global, and also how you can empower your users with the best practices for searching information, and what are the support subject research at your institutions, and then also how you can locate additional ProQuest support resources on that. So what do you get today out of ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis? ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis basically consists of over 5 million citations and over nearly 3 million. And as we speak, we continuously load dissertations and thesis on our platform, where you can find full text of dissertation and thesis, and it comes with detailed data sets within one comprehensive platform or collection. And these are all hosted on the ProQuest platform. And we'll speak a little bit about the ProQuest platform, and I'll explain to you how you can access and how you can go through these platform details. It also allows you enhanced discoveries options, where you can search and find information on the platform, and also it will provide you all of the related information of the platform, and I'll explain in detail. So I have a couple of slides, and everything that I will explain during the live demonstration, there are slides for those as well, but as a trainer, I don't like a lot of slides, so I'll just cover a few of the slides, and we'll go into a live demo where I will be explaining most of the features of the platform. We also allow or provide you unique content. So if you have a niche topic, or you are looking for diverse voices, or even if there's some dissertations would be the best place to go to look for information, because that is where all your niche topic information would be. Now, with the ProQuest platform, we have enhanced the features on ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis, which will allow you as a user to be able to do some comparative studies and find related information on dissertations and thesis. And in the live demonstration, I'll explain a little bit more about those details as well. Right. Now, let's have a look at some of the content that are being covered on the platform. Yes, the content coverage in ProQuest dissertation and thesis. So it would be, let's speak about a little bit about it. Why do we call it ProQuest dissertation and thesis global? Mainly because it is not a product that is only residing in one continent. It is a global country, a global product, meaning that we host over 4.1 thousand of universities' contents that's represented on the platform. And there's also 60 plus countries who are represented as part of the content. And then we add around about 200,000 titles on an annual basis. And as you can see, 60% of the titles added annually are from outside of the US. And as I've said earlier on, there are 3 million of records on the platform, and you can have the option to see content that are in different languages as well, and it's multicultural. And once we start searching the platform, you would have the option to find the related information to the type of language that you would like to see it on. Now, as I've said a little bit earlier on, it is a multidisciplinary subject information, and the multidisciplinary resources providing material to support all the different types of departments as well as disciplines. And what you see on the screen is basically some of the subjects that are covered in our dissertations and thesis as well. This is a print screen or some division of the dissertations and thesis across disciplines. And as you can see here, they are varying anything from fine or performing arts to business to philosophy and religion, social science, geoscience. So there's a great cross-disciplinary coverage of the dissertations and thesis on the platform as well. Okay. In this particular slide, I'm highlighting some of the details related to across countries. And as you can see, the USA has a big chunk of dissertations and theses that are highlighted here. Over 30 million of those are there. And if we do go a little bit down to South Africa in particular, there's about 29,000, which is one of the biggest countries. Now, at this point, you may ask, how can your institution or your university become a participant? And my colleague Sanjay, I'll allow him a couple of minutes just now so that he can speak about how your university or your institution can upload or become part of this platform, and how you can upload your own institution's dissertations and thesis on the ProQuest platform as well. So as you can see, there's quite a great number of institutions that participate on the platform and have access to the platforms as well. Now, what is the importance of dissertations and thesis and the research also? Basically, in essence, dissertations and thesis, in my point of view as a PhD student, it is peer-reviewed content. And this is the research, if there's latest research that's coming out, this is what users would go to at first. You will find even before an article or a paper is being published, dissertations and thesis will include the latest information. They also test and present new trends and ideas where the latest trends and ideas become available. And if you want to find the latest information, you would go and search and find dissertations and thesis as well. They often provide the only research and literature on uncommon topics, because very often, I can use myself an example. I used to work for the National Research Foundation in South Africa. And my research were on a special library called the South African Astronomical Library, which is the only one in the world. And my master's thesis were covering that particular library, which is 200 years old. So you can imagine no other institution have that, or no other research paper has ever written about them. And of course, they are quite unique, and you can find that information about that institution directly there. It is also including up-to-date literature reviews with extensive bibliographies, which you can use to expand or open up your own research. And there's a term for that called pearl growing. if I go to the references of another institute, of a particular dissertation and thesis, I would be able to find their references on the platform and see exactly what the authors meant or what they said, utilizing the references as well. They also feature more extensive research data, and they give examples of expected writing styles and formats of a particular university. So if you are a PhD student or a master's student from a university, and you want to see what the expected style or format for a dissertation is that you need to submit, you can come to the platform, see what other dissertations and theses has been submitted prior to your studies, and use those as a guideline to be able to submit that as well. And then finally, they uncover recommendations for future research, because usually in dissertations and theses as PhD students, we have to submit what are the things that one can further research and what are the limitations. And of course, you identify some of the coverage that you would like to for future research itself. Right, now ProQuest dissertation and thesis amplifies discovery for any institution, and these are some of the universities that we've partnered with who uploads their dissertations and thesis on our platform, and this is just a drop in the basket of what we are, which universities are adding or uploading their dissertations and thesis. So we probably have over 60,000 of them. So I've just added a few of these so that you can see which ones are covered. Now, how do we find ProQuest dissertation thesis global in your particular library? And in this case, there is a dedicated link for this on the site for Research for Life, where you could be able to access the details of that. But before we go into the live demonstration, I would like to take a pause here and hand over to Sanjay. Sanjay, do you have a couple of slides that you want to share so I can stop sharing if there's some things? I would just like for you to speak about how students and faculty members can become part of ETD and upload their dissertations and thesis.
No, thank you, Samantha, and welcome to all of you for joining this wonderful session. Like my colleague has said, that how you can access the more than 5 million dissertation and thesis around the world, and you can utilize all the research work for all the academic work which you are doing in your university or library. Now the second part is that how these theses are going to be added on the ProQuest. There may be important question that is there any chances for all those universities or the research scholars or the different academic persons? Would we like to, if you want to add your own dissertation thesis, would like to have a presence your research work on the ProQuest dissertation thesis? Is it possible or not? Yes, it is possible, because we have given the access. This Research for Life has been given the full access of the PQDT global platform with the objective that you should know that how this dissertation, collection of dissertations can play a very, very important role in empowering your research and learning in day-to-day academic activities you are doing. It is very simple. If any universities or any representative who are here from different university, if you would like to add, would like to have a collaboration with the ProQuest and would like to see your dissertation and thesis, then we will make an agreement with you, and then your all thesis will be started to come to take on the ProQuest platform. There are the two different modes for adding the dissertation thesis, your dissertation thesis on the PQDT global platform. First. We can, after having a collaborations with your university or your institution, we will provide the two different method. One is the ETD admin method, where you as a library professionals, or maybe you as a head of the institution, you can be able to deliver all those dissertation theses in different batches to the ProQuest platform. The second thing is that in some of the cases, you will, if you have not the proper manpower, not having the have some difficulties, then we are also have a data harvesting mechanism also. So you will need to just share the link of your collections, institutional repository, where you have collected your all the dissertation thesis, and in a day we can just fetch all those dissertation thesis on the ProQuest platform. It is very simple platform. Now the one question is that why you should think to submit your dissertation thesis on the ProQuest platform. Like many universities, I think most of the countries who have given the free access under the Research for Life, many are from the Africa region, and many are many universities where research scholars are doing very great research work. But maybe it is possible that that is not known to any other any other. Recently, I was doing a program in one of the university which is in Africa, and I was surprised to see the one of the thesis from that particular university. It was in the one of the topmost highest downloaded category. So maybe many of you are doing a wonderful research work, and it is important that whole world should know your all the research work. If you will be able to submit your dissertation thesis, the first benefit will be that your all the research work will be going to display in all the different subject indexes, like the Google Scholar. The Google Scholar, everyone is using the Google Scholar. If your research work will be on the ProQuest platform, then your thesis, your metadata will be also deflecting in all, like the different subject in the Google Scholar is one of them, InSpec is also one of them, and other many other subject indexing database. So that without any efforts, just by adding on the ProQuest platform, your research work is going to display around the globe. That is the one advantage for that. Along with that, many universities who are a part of the research for life are also, I think, if I'm not wrong, many of you are looking for also to support your to get some fund to support your research work. But the question is that how you can get some funds, why people will give, would like, or different organizations would like to consider your university to give your fund. At this point of time, most of the organizations who are getting the research fund based on the research inputs, or which are the research out of which they are doing, how you can present your research work to the entire world. So after getting your thesis on the ProQuest platform, we will also give one another software to you that will also free cost. That is the ETD dashboard, where you can be able to get all the 6 different kind of the visualizations report, like the number of the downloads, who are going to download, country wise, you can number of the download, all the details, all the reports can be generated through the ETD dashboard platform, which you can submit to the different funding agencies, and based on that particular funding your research report, they can consider for your funding also. So have a multiple effect, multiple benefits after associating with the ProQuest platform. I recommend all the universities representative who are here, you can just think to just explore all the dimension, all the benefits which we are going to provide through the ProQuest platform. And you can contact your nearby contact person who are in your country, or either you can write to my colleague Miss Samantha, or you can write to any of the ProQuest representative that I want to just have a collaboration with the ProQuest. I want to share my thesis with the ProQuest. Then just share all the details. We will share all the details with you, and I hope so it can be win-win situations for all the university from multidimensional aspects. It's a very simple platform, very easy to upload the your all thesis on the ProQuest platform, or you can go for the harvesting also. If you have any question, then please feel free to let me know. I think I'm unable to share my screen because due to some because I'm not added as a panelist. So Samantha, if you have some, have you received some questions, or maybe any members would like to share any questions? I think.
Sanjay, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. There are some questions in the chat which was posted by people. So I don't know if the Research for Life team would like to take the question on, can we access ProQuest dissertation thesis database if our institution is not a member of ProQuest?
Samantha, I think we can answer one question. One question we received: can we get PQDT with lower free price under the Research for Life or another platform as a developing country? So I think we have given, the question is, can we get PQDT with lower free price under the Research for Life or another platform as a developing country? So for your information, I'd like to answer this question. So at this point of time, ProQuest has given the free access to the Research for Life, who are the members of the Research for Life. 95 countries has been selected for this, and they are going to get the free access for all the 5.4 million dissertation and thesis. There is no charges for that. So you can contact your representative who are through which you are going to be connected with this particular membership, so they can provide you all that. If you are in that particular 95 members list, you have the full access for all the PQDT global platform.
Great. Mercy, you raised your hand. Would you like to add something to that comment, please?
Yes, I wanted to add to that answer. Yeah, like 95 countries, as Sanjay has clearly said, or that are eligible for Research for Life can access ProQuest database through the database tab on the Research for Life website. I think, Samantha, you are going to show them how they can get to the databases. So if you sign in, when you are logged into the Research for Life, you can actually access like the ProQuest database. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for adding that. There's a question from Rubel. I'm going to answer, I see there's 4 questions. Let's answer these 4 questions, and then I'll go over to the live demo, and then we'll take the remainder of questions. Is that okay with everyone? So Rubel is asking, can we get PQDT with a lower free price under Research for Life? And I think that was been answered. Then there's another question from, can we access ProQuest dissertation thesis database if our institution is not a member of ProQuest? You cannot access it. There are some free searching on the platform if you go to our free publicly available content. So you can search on the platform and find on the publicly available content, but you won't be able to access the full text of the articles that's there. And especially if your university or your institution are not part for Research for Life, you won't be able to have access to that. Mercy, you raised your hand again. Nothing. Okay. Then
I think it was an audience. Sorry.
Oh, okay, good. Then someone else is asking, Dhaka University Library to subscribe to ebooks of Pearson. Nowadays, Pearson has become part of PQDT. Now we can't get those Pearson ebooks through PQDT. What can we do now? An excellent question, Rubel. I'm going to share an email ID with you after this, because this is not part of our training today. So what I'll do, I'll ask you to send this question to us in the training email, and I will respond to you offline on that one. So we will just address some questions. So there's a question from Samuel asking, what is the difference between ProQuest and ResearchGate? To be honest, I don't know what is ResearchGate. I do know ProQuest.
Samantha, I can answer this question.
Okay, sure.
So ProQuest is a aggregator platform where we have collaboration with all the different publishers, more than 2,000 publishers around the globe, and we are taking their content on the ProQuest platform. So, for example, if you are doing a management in the research in the management field or any other subject field, we are providing the subject-specific databases based on the licensing. On the ResearchGate is a kind of the free platform where, as an author, like for example, I'm also on the ResearchGate. So if I have published any paper, I can add my papers on the ResearchGate with the objective. Many authors, I think most of the authors are on the ResearchGate with the objective that if they share their full text or maybe the abstract level of the research article which they have published, they can get the more number of the citation. So on the ResearchGate, you can find author best different types of the articles which they have published only through those authors, not from the ResearchGate. But on the ProQuest platform, you are getting the collections for all the different articles based on the subject specific. I hope so. This will be clear to you. And ResearchGate is free. You can create your account. You can just check who are the authors who have also who added their free full text. Many of them have not added the free full text. You have to request those authors that is, please share your full text research paper with them. Then they can just share that. But that will be only for the few articles. Not for the I think organizational purpose. That will not fulfill those. For the organizational research, you need ProQuest can be the most helping hand for all of you.
Okay. Thank you, Sanjay, for that. So there's another question. Can I personally submit my thesis to ProQuest to be published if my educational institution isn't subscribed to ProQuest? As far as I am concerned, your university needs to sign an agreement with us before you can upload your dissertation and thesis. So unfortunately,
Yeah,
You,
Samantha, I'd like to add here,
yes.
if any researcher scholars who have completed their PhD work and have interest to submit their thesis to the ProQuest platform, but your organization has not any collaboration with us, then first step I'd like to recommend that please check with your organization. Share the details that is PQDT Global is a platform, ProQuest is a platform who are publishing the thesis, and that can have a collaboration. If after going through that particular process, if they are not agree with your proposal or with your suggestion, then you can write to us. Surely we will consider if that has been not accepted by your institution.
Okay, so Dr. Peter is asking, so who are the 95 contracts? I'm going to answer that in a little bit. We will address that shortly. And Siam is asking, how can I get free publication website, small research grant and software for data collection and statistical analysis? I'm going to leave this question for the research R4Life team to respond to. Moses is asking, are materials freely downloadable? If you're referring to dissertation and thesis, if your university have an agreement with us, or with Research for Life to be able to have access to it, you will have access to the free version, or to be able to download the dissertations and thesis. And then Samuel is asking, how can institutions register with PQDT to give access to the students and researchers? This was addressed in the conversation that Sanjay just shared with you. At the end of the session, we will share an email to provide you all of the links and all of the details to have more information. So if you would like to have access to those, we will be able to provide those to you, Samuel. So you can reach out to us.
I
Yes.
think I have shared the link. If anyone can confirm that link is
in
working
the chat
for them, yes, you can check the all those 95 countries which have the access for this PQDT Global.
Did you share it in the chat?
Yes.
So from here, there is the hamburger menu on the far right-hand side, where if you click on it, it will give you a drop-down list. And then you should be able to go here to be able to see the content. You can search the content. If you click on the drop-down list for the content, you would be able to see the different content that is available. So if you want to access any of the databases, you can click through on it, and you would be able to see any of the databases that is available for Research for Life. Mercy, anything else that you would like for people? And this is, you need to create an account to be able to see what I am showing you right now, if that is correct, what I'm saying.
Yes, Samantha, can you just type the ProQuest in the search box so you can get the PQDT global databases? So anyone can just
you can click directly on the P to go down to ProQuest databases, or you can just click on the left hand side to find the databases. So when you would like to access it, you can simply click on the link, and now it's going to ask me to log in. I am not a member of Research for Life, but I can access it from my own institution. And so if once I've signed in, this is exactly what you would be able to see. Once I sign in, I would be able to see the ProQuest platform. And of course, if you would like to access the databases, I will go through the platform features now. Is that clear for everyone? Can I have some indication in the chat whether you could have access? If your institution subscribed, you would be able to see whether your institution have access through Research for Life. If not, please do send your comments in the chat, and we will stay on a little bit at the end of the session to address some of those access issues, okay? Because I would like to spend the next 40 minutes going through the platform, explaining some of the features of the platform, and making sure that you are completely on board using the platform to your benefit as well. Okay, any other comments from Mercy or Sanjay?
I think one question is there that they have asked one question, that is all the contents are freely downloadable or not. So yes, if you're getting the PQDT global access from the research through the Research for Life, you can download all the full text free of cost. There is no charges for that. For those 95 countries members, you can download free of cost. There is no issue on that. And if you want to, I think one question is also that for that, I think you can contact to Mercy, that how you can get the membership and other details. So she will be the right persons to help you on that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and they can also access the databases using the content tab. on the Research for Life, other than the way that Samantha showed you. If you click on content, then you can scroll down to databases and you can access the ProQuest database from there.
And one more thing I'd like to add here, I think we have also the Summon platform accessible to that particular Research for Life, and you are getting the home page from the Summon platform. So all the databases which you have access along with the PQDT Global, everything can be searchable if you are going to give any key terms in the basic search box. That is coming on the home page.
Yeah.
Yes, Samantha.
Okay. Right. So any other access queries or questions you have, we will address those at the end of the session. So I'm going to go over into the platform now, because this is important. We would like for you to be able to understand the platform and know how to use the platform. As I said during the slides, the ProQuest dissertation and thesis database or collection are hosted on the ProQuest platform. So what you see right now on the screen, this is the ProQuest platform, and you should be able to have access it once you click through, or once you have your membership going, you should be able to have access to the ProQuest platform. On the far right-hand side, I like to start while I have all of your attention still. On the very far right-hand side, there is the help and support button. Everything that we will be explaining today is visible from here. So if I click on help and support, I have the option to see directly the ProQuest help. So if I need any, if you need any support articles, knowing how to download dissertation or thesis, how to do review the insights, you can click on our support center and you will be able to find step-by-step instructions on how to do certain things on the platform. We also have a dedicated training LibGuide. So if you do click through on the training LibGuide, it will take you to the ProQuest LibGuide. From here, you have the option to review any of our education materials that's on the platform. It explains what ProQuest dissertations and theses are. It also explains some of the platform features, how you can search the platform, how you can go about utilizing the platform. So all of those details are within our LibGuide. There's also a dedicated LibGuide for dissertations and thesis. So even if you're on the dissertation and thesis platform, you would be able to find short recordings on dissertation and thesis. How you can find information on there are in those LibGuides as well. The second most important thing on this platform is the human silhouette. Now, the human silhouette allows you to be able to create a My Research account. And if you already have a My Research account, you can simply sign into it. I'll get back to that in a little bit. You can also change the language of the platform so that you can read and understand the language or use the platform in a language that you are familiar with. So if I want to change the platform to Arabic or to Portuguese or to Mandarin or to French, you can simply click on the globe, change the language to whatever language you would like to change the platform for, and you can use that to your benefit so that you can read and understand the platform in your particular language that you are familiar with. Right, we'll get back to the human silhouette in a bit. On this particular screen, access are provided by Research for Life. And you will always see this. If your access is provided, you will see which institution are providing that access to you as well. We are currently reviewing the basic search. There's also an advanced search, the publications and browse features, which I'll show you in a bit. And then at any point in time, if you would like to change your databases, now Research for Life have access to 3 databases. As you can see, the system is telling me we are currently searching 3 databases. Our main aim here is to search ProQuest dissertation and thesis only. But the moment you sign in, you will see those 3 databases. So what if I want to change my database? I have the option to select Change Database. Once I click through on Change Database, it will open up a list of databases for me. And as you can see, it is taking me to my sign-in account. If I now would like to see a dissertation and thesis only, so just bear with me, I would like to just search for dissertations and thesis. Oops. Okay, let me just do this. It's kicking me off the Research for Life site all the time. So let me just go.
You can just type ProQuest dissertation and thesis. Type ProQuest dissertation in the box. Yes, ProQuest dissertation.
That's what I'm supposed to do. So it will provide me the details. There we go.
Yes.
So if I want to select this database, I will click through and it will take me to ProQuest dissertation and thesis only. Now, the system remembers, even though I'm sitting in the Research for Life office, it will remember that my settings on my laptop is always to divert to my own account and to my own research account. So if I go back now to the basic search, or if I want to change the database again, it will do that. But now, because it kicked me off the Research for Life site and logged me into my own site, you will see that I have access to over 290 different databases, which is all of ProQuest databases. So I'm just going to do that for now and continue with my demo account or my selected demo account, because that will be better instead of me flipping to and fro between the Research for Life site and your site. On this particular page, you can also see that I can refine my search to only dissertations and theses directly from here. But if I select ProQuest dissertations and theses only, it will remove this menu on top because it will only allow me that. You also have the option to refine your search directly to full text or peer-reviewed from here. And then there's the search tips. If you want to know more about searching the platform, how you can search, we offer a course called Fundamentals of Advanced Searching. So you can attend any of those training sessions in the new year with us. They are freely available. Then you would learn how to use the platform for searching and finding. If you scroll a little bit down to the bottom half of the screen, you would be able to see more about our advanced search features. You can also do specific search ranges utilizing some of the abbreviations which we have. And then if you would like to visit our product education pages, you can do that from here. And very useful for students who are doing masters or dissertations who would like to write. If you would like to access some of these topics that we have available, they are short self-paced topics, videos that's available for you. How do I find a topic? How do I choose a topic? How do I evaluate different sources? How do I use outside sources in your paper or in your dissertation? You can use those to your benefit directly from this platform. So let's go back to the basic search. I would like to go over to asking you to create yourself a My Research account if you have access to the platform already. Why do one create a My Research account? A My Research account allows you to save your documents. It allows you to upload files on your platform. It allows you to make notes. It allows you to keep track of all of the resources that you use on the platform. So those are all of the features that's available. So if you don't have a My Researcher account, you can click on the human silhouette next to the question mark button, next to the help button, click on Create My Research account. Once you click through on a My Research account, you can simply enter your institutional email ID, create a password, confirm the password, and agree that you are at least over than 13 years and our privacy policy in terms and conditions, and simply click on Create Account. And as I've said, the My Researcher account allows you to keep track of all of the resources that you are using on the platform. Now, I already have a My Researcher account. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to sign into My Research account if while you are creating your account. Okay, in the meantime, while some of you are creating your accounts, I will simply have a look at the chat. And if you're done with creating your account, I'll allow 1 minute because it really just takes 1 minute. If you can, please go ahead and let me know in the chat whether you have created your account. Dorothy is asking, what inclusion criteria do you use? Dorothy, can you expand a little bit more as to what inclusion criteria you are referring to? Then Dr. Peter is asking, can you display the Kenya's ProQuest institutions? Are you asking me to display it on the screen? We will address the questions for access after the session, Dr. Peter. So I'm going to leave your question there till later. And then Warku is asking, can you inform us the process to be members or partners? Hope my university, St. Mary's University, want to be a member to get a free access to your resources to the academic staff. Warku, we will address those in a little bit. And then Rodney says, not listed, only ProQuest, ESC, and Wellcome Trust Library Collection. I'm not too sure what you are referring to. Okay, right. So in the chat, if you can let me know, for those of you who created your accounts, did you manage to create your research accounts? Okay, if not, I am signed into my account and I will continue, and you will have the recording of the session to go through the steps once you have set up your account details as we go along. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the database because we are talking about ProQuest dissertation and thesis only, and that is what we will address for today. So let's just find only ProQuest dissertation and thesis so that we can address that as well. So on this platform, I'm now signed into my research account. So everything that I will do and that I will save on the platform, the system will remember. So what does the platform do? I can do a direct search on the platform, and let's do a search just on something easy. Let's search for irrigation systems or irrigation system. With the platform, you have the option to search for keywords. If I search for particular keywords on the platform, it will find everything related to irrigation and systems. So it will find even words that are system as well, as you can see, because that's what the system does. It will find particular words on the platform. But what happens if I use quotation marks? I'm entering quotation marks. I am telling the system, I want you to search for the phrase irrigation systems. Earlier on, we had over 144,000 of results. But when I use the quotation marks, I'm telling the system, I would like for you to search for irrigation systems as a phrase, but now I have about 14,948 of results. The system is also built where you can use particular words which are called Boolean operators, and we have 3 words that are Boolean operators, and they are and, or, and not. So if I would like to include or expand my search a little bit, I can use the words and or to connect and add things. So what I would like to search for, let's say I would like to search for, let's say, irrigation systems and the management thereof. The system will now sort of connect the irrigation systems with management because I entered and in. And as you can see, my search results are being refined on the platform as well. But what happens if I change this word? Because now I'm expanding my search to or, I am entering that, and every time I will have completely different results. Now we're back at 1.6 million of results. There's another word that we can use, and let's say we do not want to include anything related to management on irrigation systems. So I'm hitting that, and now my search results will be completely different to what we are looking for. So the platform is built to be able to search and find information that will be appealing to you as a user, where you can tell the system exactly what you're looking for. You can also combine some of the things. So if, for example, let's say I would like to do a search, and these are all still in the basic search. I want to search for irrigation systems and management, but I would not like to see anything related to economics thereof. So let's do this and say not economics. Now our search results will be completely different. So whichever way you do, you can use the quotation marks. You can even use parentheses. If I remove the question marks from here or the quotation marks from here, and let's say I want to search for management and not economics, but I'm putting parentheses around management and not economics, I'm telling the system, I would like for you to first search for management and not economics, and only then for irrigation and systems. You will see exactly how different your search results are. So the ProQuest platform is built so that you as a user can have that human element in telling the system exactly what you are looking for on the platform directly. So it is quite intuitive, and as a user of the platform, you can benefit from adding related information that you would like to see on the platform itself. Now let's have a closer look at some of the features on the left-hand side. These are facets or filters, as we can call them. So on the left-hand side, if I would like to sort by either relevance or the oldest or the most recent first, I can even search by full text directly on the left-hand side, or you can refine your search by subject information. So if I click on the subject information, or the index term, or the university name, or even the university or the institution's location, you can refine your search in a particular way directly from here. Let's say I'm interested in agriculture engineering only. I'm going to select agricultural engineering, and it will automatically update, and you will see that these are the filters that are applied on the platform. So let's scroll a little bit down furthermore and decide that we would like to choose a particular university. If I want to see more of the universities, I can simply click on more, and it will open up a new tab for me where I can scroll down and see some of the universities that I'm interested in. So there's one, the University of Johannesburg. So I can say that I would like to include that one, and let's just click on apply. Now it will provide me only those 3 dissertations that I'm interested in as well. If we scroll a little bit further down to the bottom of the screen, you will see that the system recommends other searches for you, which you can use to build your search and your search query and your search string on the platform itself. If you scroll further down, you can also refine your search based on a particular language, which in South Africa, we have Afrikaans and English. So as you can see here, we can decide which language the dissertation is that we would like to see on the platform. Let's assume these 3 dissertations is what I'm interested in, and I would like to add them to my research account. What I can do directly from here is, let's decide we would like to choose 1, 2, or let's say we choose all 3 of them. As you can see, your selected folder, my selected folder, now all of a sudden start adding numbers in here. Remember, I didn't save the search here yet. The system will remember all of the searches that I've done on the platform because I am signed in, but it will also, the moment I sign out, it will remove all of those. So if I would like to save the search, I have the option to use this button on the far right-hand side, somewhere in the middle, where I can save the search. So when I click on save and I hit save the search, it will give me the option to do that. And let's just start irrigation systems. And I'm going to add a note here just to say that it's related to management. And I hit the save button. And we will get back to that save search in a little bit so that we can see some of the more features that's available. So usually this is what we can do on the platform where I can save my searches and have access to it. As a student myself, this is what I would do. When I start searching the platform, I would browse for dissertations and theses, go through the platform, but I won't necessarily go into the details. I'll add them to my selected items. And maybe I'll do a training like I'm doing now and later come back to the platform and get into the details again. So when I come back to, I can click on that icon, my selected items. And from here, you have a couple of options that's available. So let's just remove those selected items from here. I have the option to add my dissertation and thesis directly to my research account from here. But I also have the option to add it utilizing the icon directly from there. What's the difference between the two? When I select the icon here, it will only save this very first article to my research account. But when I select this icon here, it will allow me to choose all of that. So let's choose 2 of these. and I click on Save to My Research. It will give me all documents, but I can click down, and then when I scroll down, I have the option to create a completely new folder in the bottom of the screen. So I'm simply going to click on Create New Folder and call it Irrigation Systems and Management, and I hit the Save button. And now those two articles are being saved to the folder that I just created in my research account. So at any given point in time, you as a user of the platform, when you have to leave, you always have the option to come back to it, and you will have access. Now, let's go down to the third one. If I would like to save this third one now, I can simply click on Save to My Research. And because I already created the folder, I can simply click on the drop-down, find Irrigation Systems Management, and then hit the Save button. And now it will save that article again. So as you can see, this details display here that this article has been saved, or this dissertation and thesis have been saved to my research account. So where do I see my research account information? If I go to the human silhouette, when I click through on it, I can now simply go to click on Save Documents, and it will open up a list of all of the saved documents in my lifespan using the ProQuest platform. But on the far right-hand side, you will see a folders heading, and you have the option to click on Manage Folders. When I click through on Manage Folders, it will open up all of the folders that I have created over my lifespan using the ProQuest platform. At any point in time, you can rename a folder, you can clear the details of the folder, or you can delete any of the folders by simply selecting the Delete button. If I would like to see the titles or documents that I've added to the folder that I've created, I can simply click on it, Irrigation Systems Management, and it will open up those 3 dissertations and theses that I've just added in the folder. From here, you have the option to cite your dissertations and theses. If you've used them for any of your papers or your research, you can simply click on Cite, and it will open up my last used citation style, which I used on the platform. In this case, it is MLA8. I have the option to choose from hundreds other. I can simply click Harvard at this point in time, and it will change the citation style to Harvard. I can copy it to, I'm a RefWorks user as a citation management tool, or I can export it to my citation management tool, either any of the others that you see here, and you have the option to simply export it, or simply just copy it and paste it in your working document that you are writing up as well. Okay, now let's view some of these features. Now, as a student, I like to read my articles, and as I read, I would like to make notes. So at any point in time, as I read, I can make notes, add words here, anything that I'm interested in, I can simply add those details, hit the Save button, and it will add my notes here. Now, when I actually start writing my dissertation, I can simply just come here, copy those words that I've already written from what I read, paste those within my document, and it makes your writing way easier than using the platform as well. Remember, we saved our search earlier on. It is still under the human silhouette, but because we are already in my research account, you can simply see your searches directly from here. Or if you click on the human silhouette, you can see your saved searches from there. So once we click through on it, it will still open, but this tab will be active. So I can see my searches directly from here, and it will open up all of the saved searches that I have done in my lifespan. So if I scroll a little bit down so that you can see more, you can see the day I created it, what I searched for. It tells me even my notes that I've added. It tells me the date that I saved it. From here, if I would like to see the latest or the most recent dissertations and theses that are being added based on what I've searched for, I can set up an alert or even an RSS feed. So if I create an alert, it will open up the details for me, and I can simply add irrigation systems as an alert, and the system remembers my email ID because that's what I've added in. And if you are collaboratively working on a paper with any of your faculty members or any of your students, you can send this alert to them as well. So when the latest articles are being posted or the latest dissertation on your particular search string are being posted, you have the option to simply come to this platform as well, and you have and they will receive the email as well on the platform. Now you have the option to change this to decide how frequently you would like to receive this. So let's say I would like to receive it on a weekly basis for the next 2 months, and I can simply click on create alert. Now for the next 2 months, I will receive the email with the alert once there are new details being added to the platform itself. Okay, so that's what you can do on the platform with Iris. So where do I see my alerts? I have the option to click on alerts from here, or alternatively from the human silhouette, where I can click on alerts. And once I click through on alerts, it will open up the alerts. And as you can see here, the one that we've just created, is directly there. And if you want to view the results, I can simply click through and it will open up the results for me within the ProQuest platform directly, where I can see the specific results of alerts that I was searching for on the platform. As you can see, there are the results, and that's what you will see on the platform. Let's speak about, I still haven't gone into any of the dissertations and theses. I'm just familiarizing yourself with the platform. We'll go through some of the dissertations and theses in a little bit. I would like to do the exact same search, but utilizing the advanced search feature. So the hamburger menu on the left-hand side, you can simply click the hamburger menu, scroll to the advanced search. Once I click through on the advanced search, it will open up a menu for me where I can type in specific search boxes and information. But the beauty of this is there are more to the advanced search, because you have the option to manipulate what you would like to search for. Let's stick to what we were searching for. Okay, irrigation systems. And let's say I would like to see irrigation systems as part of my document title, because that's what I can tell the system. I would like for it to be part of that. And I would like to be include management as part of the abstract. So let's go there and just find the abstract. Abstract summary text. There we go. And the beauty of this is you can add another row, or you can simply remove the row, and you don't have to type in the Boolean operators and or not, because they are there for you. You can simply just choose which one you would like to include. If I scroll a little bit further down, now remember we were searching for the University of Johannesburg, and we can look up either for an author, for an advisor, for a university, for a specific subject, or even some indexing terms. If I click on look up universities, institutions, I simply click through on it, and let's search for the University of Johannesburg. Hit the find button. It will provide me, there's University of Johannesburg, there's also University of Witwatersrand, Johannesburg. So let's choose both of them, add them to my search, and now I can hit the search button. Sometimes, and I do this on purpose so that you can see, because we have been playing around with basic searches, and with our basic search, we sort of know what we are looking for, what it is that we would like to find, and we found 3 exact results on the University of Johannesburg. But sometimes we as researchers, we are overly happy or overly confident that we will find information on the platform, but then it doesn't offer what we were. Remember, our search parameters or our search information, our filters were not that rigid when we were searching in the basic search. So what I can come back here is, let's say I would like to see this anywhere, and let's change this to the document title. And let's say we would like to at least see irrigation systems and management as part of the abstract, and just change our parameters to find a little bit more information, and now search the platform. And now we have 26 results. So as a researcher, sometimes you know what you are looking for, but then your search string is too rigid in a way, and a little bit too tightened up. It's just playing around a little bit more so that you can find more information and then play around. Now, as a PhD student, or as a master's student, or as a researcher, 26 results is not that many to go through, especially if you have 4 years or 2 years to do some research, you can find what you are looking for. Now, we can use the same filters or the funnels, the facets on the left-hand side. So if I choose, there's about 26 of South Africa. If we choose the university and wanting to choose, we can do so and add that. And as you can see, remember those articles that those 2 dissertations and theses which we had earlier on? It is here, it says that I have already saved this to my research account, and you can see it directly from here. Let's move into some of these dissertations and theses. You would be able to see some abstract information. You can also see the preview, and the preview for some universities that has agreements with us, they do not provide their full text, and some of them would like for you to pay for their full text, but they do provide a 24-page preview of their dissertation and thesis. So if you want to order a copy, which is not full text available, you can use your own credit card and simply follow the prompts by ordering a copy, utilizing the order copy button. Let's choose this one and click through on it. It will open up the dissertation and thesis, and there will be some information that offers as a pop-up. So what we at ProQuest do is we provide you as users of our platform some help and support to be able to know what a dissertation and thesis are. These are self-paced bootcamps or training sessions which we offer. How is a dissertation or thesis useful? How do I evaluate if a dissertation and thesis is relevant to my topic? How do I cite a dissertation and thesis? So all of these are freely available. You can simply dismiss it, but at any point in time, if you would like to have access to it, you can simply click here on the left-hand side, Discovery Tips, Dissertation Demystified. It's under the ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis Research Companions. We will share this link with you as well so that you have access to the information and you can do those at self-paced course. Those are written by universities in the States, professors who has partnered with us to write these courses. You can simply access them and they are freely available for all of you for your benefit. On the left-hand side, you can see the full text of the article. Now, for the latest, not the article, the dissertation and thesis. For the latest dissertations and thesis, the hamburger menu, if I click through on it, it will give you a drop-down list or a pin where you can see the imagery of it. And very often for the newer ones, we've added the table of contents of it. And if we scroll a little bit up to see more of it, you can click through on it and you would be able to see the related information of it. And we can remove that hamburger menu to be able to see more of that. You can also jump to any page directly from here. Let's say I want to go to page 100, enter 100 and hit the enter button and it will take me to page 100. I have the option to enlarge or zoom out a little bit by simply selecting the keys there. And then you have these buttons to fit this to the screen, or you can rotate it counterclockwise because sometimes some of the dissertations and theses have horizontally written pages or tables, like in this case, where you can rotate the pages to have a better read. This is the full text of it. So at any point in time, I can hit the download button and I can save the article as is on my platform and directly just upload it. Let's say in this case, I just want to drop it in my downloads and hit the save button. And now it will download the full dissertation and thesis. You also can print it, or you can use this button to see the more actions where you can add a 2-page view, or you have the annotation tools that's available. Now, the annotation tools don't usually work for me when I do live presentations like this, but if you are playing around on the platform, they usually work. If I'm not streaming, they usually do work. On the far right-hand side of the screen, the system will tell you there's full text options available if you want to go to a library record. And let's assume we want to know what foundational research was done on this particular topic. So as you can see here, the system recommends on the far right-hand side some foundational research. And this article was cited about 107 times on irrigation systems. And this would be a good dissertation and thesis to go to, where you can know more about the details of it. So the system recommends some foundational research for you, and on the right-hand side. If you scroll a little bit down on the bottom of the screen, you will see similar dissertations. And in this case, we have a similarity index, which tells you that grey water treatment is available, where you can search, and the similarity index tells us it's 25%. And it also tells us that the references that was used in the dissertation that we are looking for have five shared references. And you can go through this list and see some of those similarity indexes in the bottom of the screen at any point in time. Remember when I was showing you the references, as I said, there's a term for it, it's called pearl growing. If you want to know more about what was said in a different dissertational thesis or in a different article by utilizing the references, you have the option to click on the references, and it will open up a list of all of the references. If you have access to ProQuest resources and subscribe to it, they will be interactive. Now, in my case, most of these are interactive. So if I click through on any of these, I would be able to have access to that article and read exactly what the original author had to say about the content within the context of the dissertation, and I can make my own connections from there as well. If I click on the preview, and these are particularly useful for the ones that we would like to purchase, you would be able to see the preview up to 24 pages. And as you can see there are the 24 pages. If you scroll a little bit down, you will see there's a watermark in the back of it that says that's the preview that's available. Now, we've downloaded the one in here. If I click through, it will open up the full dissertation and thesis for me. I can save it. As you've seen, I will have perpetual access to it because I've downloaded it, and I will have access to it directly from here. Once I click through on the abstract details, there are some other great features that's available as well. Now, let's assume I am Arabic speaking. I would like to translate the abstract of this. I can simply click on select, and I would like to change it from English to Arabic. So I'm selecting English here, and I would like to change that and translate it. It takes a couple of seconds. Now I can read the abstract in a language that I'm familiar with, that I understand, and then I can decide whether I would actually like to download the full text of the dissertation and thesis itself. You can do it the same way if there's French speaking, Portuguese, whichever other languages is available on the drop-down list. You can do that directly from here as well. We also entered some related information to documents that were shared information with shared references, where we also added some insight information so that you can see how many times these were cited by and what are the related information to that. So if I scroll a little bit down, you would be able to see there's 13 references that are in common, and you would be able to see those related information. So there's the suggestions on the right-hand side, and even some indexing terms which you can use, like hydrologic sciences or water resource management. You can select any of these from here and do the search, and you would be able to find your related information on the platform, on a subject, just straight from a subject as well. So the look and feel is exactly the same. Even though you use some of the features on the right-hand side of the screen, it will always take you back to those. Now, remember we were searching earlier on for something? There is the recent searches icon, which look like a clock. So if I click on it, the system will open up all of the recent searches that we have done for the past hour. And if I want to go back to any of those recent searches, I didn't save them, but I can still come back here and just click through on it before I leave the session. It will take me back to those 26 dissertations and theses that I was looking for on the platform as well. I have two more things to cover, and then we'll start taking some of the questions. Back to the hamburger menu on the left-hand side, I can click on here, and if I want to click on the advanced search again, let's go back to the advanced search, and let's say I would like to clear this form. I would like to do a search only for a particular university. So let's choose a university who's entering details here. So the University of Lagos, I do know they add details as well. So let's just click on find. They have about 781. So we add those. Add a search. So if you want to see what your university have been contributing, I didn't add any search terms. I just want to see what my university have been are having access on and what they are what students are wanting to write on. Remember, I said if you are writing any dissertation and thesis and you're uncertain about the structure on how to do the layout, you can use this platform and come to any of these dissertations and open the latest ones up to see what the university students are doing these days. So if you open it up, you will see there are specific information. So you can see that they have a declaration. There's information related to who they dedicated to, some acknowledgement, a table of contents. So you can see the structure of this dissertation and thesis directly from here, which will be beneficial if you start writing your own dissertation and thesis and use any of those. So the last thing I would like to show you is the browse features. So on the hamburger menu again, when I click through on it, if I click on browse, dissertation and thesis options allow you, because we are only in the platform, you have the option to browse by a specific subject. Alternatively, you can browse by location. So if you want to see everything that was published in, let's say, for example, in Nigeria, so if we scroll down, I can simply select N for Nigeria as well, and it will take me there. So if I click on the plus sign, it will open up all of the universities' dissertations and theses, which we are adding here. And as you can see, these are some of the universities' dissertations and theses who are uploaded in here. So this will help you, especially if you do very niche research and you want to see subject fields or subject details of any university. So let's choose the University of Ibadan in Nigeria. You can click through, or you can simply view both the 23 articles, or if you click through on it, let's just take one back. If you click through on Nigeria, the University of Ibadan, let's just go back here. I just want to scroll a little bit more down. Once I click through, it will give me a drop down of all the subject headings. So there's some on religion, some of them on library science, area planning, etc. But if I want to view the documents, I simply click through on it. And now I have the option to see the dissertations and thesis directly from here. And I can use the filters on the left-hand side to select the subject that I'm interested in. This is a good way of going. Let's do area planning and development. Let's include it, and we will be able to see only what we are looking for. So those are some of the features of the platform. I do know it's a lot to take in, and I've tried to do it as slow as possible so that you can understand. So I'm gonna take the next 10 minutes to go through some of the questions. I'll stop here. We'll most probably work with the Research for Life team to have another training session until you are more familiar with the platform and understand more of the features of the platform. Right, so there was a question from Dorothy, which was asking, what inclusion criteria do you use? So Dorothy, if you can clarify a little bit more about the inclusion criteria, I've asked you that as well. Dr. Peter, we're asking about the display Kenya's ProQuest institutions. I'm going to ask the Research for Life team if they would like to share that list with the team, and maybe I can open up that link again. Wekona is asking, can you inform us the process to be members? I'll leave that to the research team as well. Is all universities recorded for Research for Life are eligible to ProQuest? As far as I understand, there's 95 institutions that are eligible
countries.
for
95 countries.
95 countries that are eligible for access to that. So we will share the list so that you can understand that. Someone is asking, can you provide your mail? I'll share that with you.
Samantha, there's one thing clarification required. They have asked that are research for life eligible to ProQuest? No, ProQuest has the around 300 different databases, but the research for library has given the only one database, ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis Global. So you will have the access of PQDT Global, that is called the ProQuest Dissertation, not all the ProQuest platform.
Yes, not all
There is more than one. I think,
yes.
let me show them from the Research for Life website what I wanted to show them, the country
Yes.
offer, so that they can see the resources that they've got access to.
Yes.
Hopefully my screen will share now.
Okay, Joyce. Mercy, thank you for that.
Okay. All right. So what you tell me when you can see my screen?
Not yet.
It's a blank, a screen is come. You need to, you can share your screen page.
Don't know what is happening with my computer this morning.
Mercy, I can share, then you just need to talk me through, okay? Would that be fine?
All right, you can share your screen, so go to, but I don't think you'll be able to. Do you have the logins for Research for Life?
No, I don't have logins for Research for Life.
Okay, so let me try again. If I fail, then my colleague Marcia will share.
Okay, sure.
Mercy, I think there are the two important questions that is coming from almost all the participants, that what is the criteria for joining the Research for Life? That is the one question. And second thing is that, is there a country or their institution is a part of that particular access for the PQT Global or not? I think you can clarify these two things. That will be helpful for most of the participants.
Okay, so if they go onto the Research for Life website, they can actually see under eligibility, they can see the eligibility criteria for joining Research for Life. It's not all countries that are eligible to Research for Life, because the content that we have on Research for Life is coming from different publishers. The publishers like ProQuest, who are also in the publishing business for commercial purposes. So they necessarily don't donate everything to everyone, because they will go out of business. So it's low to medium income countries. So the list is there on the Research for Life website. Hello, Marcia.
Yes, I can hear you now, Miss.
Okay, can you share your screen and show our participants how they can actually access the country offer? Maybe do an example for Kenya, if they want to see if they can access ProQuest.
All right, let me see if I can do that. Share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, so this is the, by the way, you'll need to log into Research for Life. I'm trying to see if I can log out. So once you have the login credentials of your institution, you need to log into Research for Life. So you can just put your login credentials and click where it says log in. Sorry about that. And this, once you log in, you'll be taken to this page where you'll see more information about Research for Life. And if you want to check the country offer that we've been talking about, you can actually come here where it says reports, and it will take you to country offer. And once you click on country offer, then you can check your country to see, as you can see, the country offer. This is where you can see the content that is offered by publishers to your specific, to your institutions in your countries, areas, or territories. So you can actually select a country here. Let's see. I know there's someone who was asking about Kenya.
Yeah. Kenya. And university.
You can go where it says Kenya, and then you can then come here where it says institution. You can select your institution category, let's say university, and then you can click where it says find. Once you click where it says find, it will show you the content that the publishers that you are given access to by the publishers. So once you have done that, you can actually scroll through. As you can see, this is the content that is provided to universities, faculties, colleges in Kenya, specifically in Kenya. And there is a key actually here that is telling you that, if it says green, it means the offer is available for everyone, or offer available beginning in the next calendar year, and so on and so forth. And then you can actually scroll through the list, okay? So where it says, where there is a green box, it means you have access. So you can just scroll through the list. I'm trying to see if we can find ProQuest here for Kenya.
Yeah, continue scrolling down, yeah.
Yes, so I can see here for ProQuest, it looks like Kenya does not have access. All right, as you can see. So that is how you check the country offer, basically.
Yeah. Thank you, Marcia, for that explanation. So, like, I'm sure most people that are already registered for Research for Life, they know that they've got they are what we call publisher exclusions. So, a publisher can choose to exclude some of its content in a certain country. So you will see that maybe ProQuest is giving access to their databases to Mozambique, but maybe in the next country, Zimbabwe, they've got some interest to protect, so they can exclude content from Zimbabwe. So that is what we call exclusions in Research for Life. So I think we've answered that question on how they can check if they've got access. I don't know if there are any questions that we also need to address from the research.
Yeah, someone was just asking if we can try Uganda, but they can try it themselves on the platform, just to search and find if your institution is there. If it's not there, then you can reach out to the Research for Life team to ask for more information. So I posted in the chat a survey URL to rate the training session I offered you. And then if you, I will also enter my email address, which you can reach out to me. So if you would like to send an email asking any of the questions related to ProQuest dissertation and thesis, my email ID is in the chat, so it's training@proquest.com. You can reach out to us there and ask your particular questions. So that's for the question that was asked earlier on about Pearson. So if you can please send that question to us, and we will gladly assist you and support you with that. Any other questions? Any other comments from the Research for Life team? Sanjay, anything that you would like to add?
Yes, I think in context of that question, I have answered to Dr. I think those who asked the question, because that was related to the books. Books has been migrated to ProQuest eBook Central, not for the ebooks access that will be given to you. One more thing I'd like to add here with my colleague, that those 95 countries who have got the access of the PQDT global platform, because it will be on the review mode, so I recommend everyone to use it as much as possible, publish it to or promote it to all the among all the research scholars, so that they can get the idea that this resource is available to them, and they can take the advantage of to accessing more than 4,200 universities dissertation thesis around the globe. The second things I'd like to just add here, those universities who are interested to collaborate with the ProQuest for your adding your dissertation thesis on the ProQuest platform, those who want to contribute, please connect with my team also. My colleague Ms. Samantha is here, or you can write to any nearby colleagues who is any sales team who is in your region. Please connect with them, and then we will be happy to assist you and support you on that. Because this is the resource which has been given to you, that is one of the unique kind of the resource. This is the largest collection of the
Okay. Thank you, Sanjay, for that comment.
Able to purchase,
so
but that
I
has
would
been
like
given
to
to
take
you.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Yeah.
For the comment, and thank you for joining us today with the background
Thank you
information
everyone
on
for
how
attending the
everyone
webinar.
can join the dissertation and thesis through ETD. Yeah, so over to you, Mercy. Thank you very much for arranging this, and I'm happy that we could have offered this training. If you don't mind, please do fill out the survey URL that I've posted in the chat. You can reach out to training@ProQuest.com. Alternatively, for any other questions related to Research for Life and support, because I've seen there was a question posted about Ethiopia. So if you to ask for support on those and see how they can assist you further. Okay. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mercy.
Thank you to everyone who has attended the webinar. Look out for more webinar announcements in the following year. I think as the Research for Life Capacity Development Committee, this was our last webinar for the year. So I think next year we are still like planning on the schedule for next year, but you can look out for the announcements on the Research for Life website, on the different social media platforms. And for now, we want to say thank you to the ProQuest team, Samantha and Sanjay, and to all the participants, the Itoka team, Mashia, Chiedza, Gratian. Thank you very much, and bye for now.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye. Take
Thank you,
care.
everyone. Bye-bye.